Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have kind of a show and tell here. I'm standing in front of this absolutely gorgeous 1996 Mercedes S500. This is called a W140 chassis. This is the infamous S-Class that Mercedes spent a rumored $1 billion developing this car in the 1980s. And it shows. You know, it's nearly, it's 25 years old now. And it's still just, it's pretty cool. So I'm going to go around, show you a little bit about this and give you the backstory. This car has actually been in my family for 5.5 years. We bought this car the day before my daughter was born. That's how I know it's exactly 5.5 years. Bought it from a young guy who had a problem with the transmission. So I picked it up relatively inexpensive. It wasn't shifting. This has the NAG1 Chrysler type transmission, or also known as the Mercedes 722.6. It's a 5-speed automatic. It had like a $1.97 spring in the valve body that was broken. That was really all that was wrong with this car. So we got it for a really good deal. I fixed it, rebuilt the valve body, and we drove it for a while. It had a few other issues. I also went ahead and replaced all of the upper timing chain guides, and we'll stick a picture in right now to show you. They also have these little oiling tubes that supply oil pressure to the lifters in this engine. And in these later years, from about 94 and up, the V8s used plastic instead of the early aluminum. And so the plastic ends would fall out and you'd lose oil pressure and you'd start having a lifter tick. So I replaced all of the plastic oiler tubes with the aluminum at that point when we had the engine apart, so for the timing chain guides. So anyway, car sat for a little while. It's got a few garage rash items on it now and stuff, but it's still very presentable, and it's gonna actually find a new home here pretty soon. It's for sale locally. So anyway, gonna walk around and show you. Come check it out on the inside. All right, inside here you can see this car is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a dark burl wood wood grain that's actually wood. Yeah, we're missing actually not missing the switch. This is for the rear electric sunshade for the rear window. Switch fell in there, but it still works. We have two-tone leather, and that's what gives away that this car is not actually a standard US model. This is a gray market car that came from Canada, actually. Let me hop on in here. This two-tone interior came on the 1999 Grand Edition cars and the V12 cars. You would find this two-tone leather. So this, the rumor is they called it a presidential edition. Why presidential in Canada, I'm not really sure. But anyway, this car did come from Canada. So it's got the leather stitched dash. Center console is also stitched leather. The sun visors are stitched leather. The sunroof is kind of a suede. I don't know if it's real suede, but it actually feels like it. Alcantara kind of material. Like I said, just absolutely beautiful. Everything seems to be power in this thing. So also another feature of this car, you can see it actually has dual pane glass all the way around. There's two separate panes of glass that they put together. You'll see a lot of people say, oh, it's got bulletproof glass. It's not bulletproof glass. It's dual pane, and it's for sound, noise reduction, and believe it or not, it helps with condensation on the inside of the windows and stuff like that. So that's what's going on there. All the side windows are like that, as well as the rear glass. And you'll see when we get around to the back of the car, the rear glass is actually broken on this car. Another one of the items that needs to be replaced at this point. And not cheap. I've been told it's about a $1,500 glass. So another one of the really interesting and neat features of this car, it has what's called soft closed doors. So among all the power options galore in this thing, it also has a lot of pneumatic features as well. And you'll see here, it has a vacuum pump that actually sucks the doors in nice and soft and closes them. So does the rear. Same thing. And we'll come around to the rear and I'll step in here and show you. I'm now sitting behind the, I'm 6'2", and I'm now sitting behind the driver's front seat that I was just in, and it's all reclined all the way back. This is a long wheelbase car. I can't remember exactly how many inches longer than the short wheelbase car it is, but this is an executive class vehicle, and it has plenty of room for a tall, big guy like myself in here comfortably. Another odd feature about this particular interior, how I was telling you this is a gray market car, this car only for the size of this thing, it's only got 4 seat belts. You'll see there's no middle seat belt in the back here. This car just has a fold down kind of console thing here with cup holder actually in the middle. Nothing real fancy or too special, but nonetheless interesting that there is no middle seat belt in this car. But we do have both sides, as you'll see over there on that door. There's a reclining seat. The headrest goes up and down. They are also heated. Not super far, but just enough to get a little bit position change and be more comfortable as your chauffeur drives you down the Autobahn at 150 miles an hour. We have these overhead vanity mirrors as well up here. And if you look in the back, you'll see I was talking earlier about the electric privacy shade that's up. Pardon me, but do you have any sauerkraut? Yeah, English car, Grey Poupon, German car, sauerkraut, I guess, whatever. So come along to the back here. Amongst the soft close features, we also have soft close trunk, and that's pneumatic as well. This little handguard pops out so you don't get any road grime on your, gloved hands, driving gloves. And you'll see it goes back in and sucks the trunk lid down. And as you can see, I was talking earlier about our broken back window. So it's not actually tempered glass, so it doesn't shatter into a billion pieces when it breaks, but just enough to be annoying and be really expensive. Well, that's pretty much it, folks. Thank you for letting me show you around my W140 Mercedes. We really like this car. It's just time for it to move on. You've seen at least some of the other projects we've got, and I know it's a little bit of a deviation from our standard, becoming standard Chevy content around here. We really like our GMs. I'm not brand loyal. I like them all. We just happen to have lots of Chevys, and I really like those. So anyhow, until next time, I have another review show and tell coming up on another very special GM to show you when it gets back home. Its name is Grandma. You may have actually seen a little bit of a clip of Grandma on our Instagram channel. So until next time, folks, like, subscribe, comment below, let us know how we're doing, and we'll see you on the next video.